that is large enough.
I'd say about 200 feet is big enough because it's like as our size too. Like picturing a creature that size. Like we can picture structures and stuff like this, but like it's kind of hard to even imagine. Like we were at the Biodome on Sunday during the storm. Like we braved out. It was crazy. But we were like feet in front of the Olympic Stadium and you couldn't fucking see it. You know, it was like a looming, barely a shadow. So I'm like thinking about like shit like Shadow of the Colossus and stuff like that. And like how like you almost can't see the top of some of these creatures. Feel so small.
Yeah. I playing God of War the other day, and there was like Jormungandr, the world serpent, and like how big that is. Ragnarok shows up. Ragnarok is so humongous, and I'm like, okay, it's so hard to conceptualize.
Yeah, and even in the originals, you're like fighting on the backs of like the giant gods and stuff like that. It's like they might as well be terrains.
Yeah, fighting like Gaia and stuff, and then going inside, having the whole level be inside the Titan that you're fighting, so you go beat up their heart.
It's insane.
Is that where you're going with this? Are we going to go beat up a heart?
Maybe micro adventure. I haven't seen like a D&D micro adventure, but there's always an episode of that shit in shows.
We're gonna magic school bus our way in.
Yeah, we did kind of do that back in the day with your campaign, Brent. Dimensionauts.
We did?
Yeah, going into the giant plant. There was like a giant plant creature that we went inside of briefly.
Oh my god.
I stole like the crystal that was inside of it.
Brent's like, that was a fever dream.
That honestly, that campaign was a fever dream. That was I think I've had some of my like my highest highs as a DM and my lowest lows. And just like coming out the other side and being like, okay,
that happened. Yeah.
It's a dangerous game too, telling people they can do whatever they want. We're fucked up. Like,
well, I learned my lesson, guys. Don't tell Daniel Borslino that you can do this, okay? That's never again.
It's good. Yeah, calling him dox this guy.
That was
It's all right. It's all right.
Everyone will forget about it. It's fine. Ah,
you good?
Kicked his own foot.
There's a kraken
in the root.
Even that, like, natural phenomena. They're big things like that. Walking cause like earthquakes, essentially.
Yeah, big tremors. I mean, I always liked that in Jurassic Park. That was a thing of like the doom.
The water.
Like, oh yeah, that would be the first thing you would hear. And if we were a little mammal scurrying around in the Jurassic period, like you would go hide like a little mouse when you heard that.
Oh, absolutely.
I want to be here.
100%. Yeah.
Mice are still in the game for a reason.
They know when to hide.
How long have mice been around? They can't be like no longer than mammals, right?
They're probably like some of the first.
I think so.
They ain't as old as sharks and crocodiles.
Some of the first. Yeah. Good tactic. I guess it was easier to survive smaller after the cataclysm. But maybe that should be a thing, part of the Hex world.
Well, gross little dudes. Smaller is easier to survive. What?
It's particularly balmy out here.
And if you're gross, you scare away everything.
Okay, so the common ancestor for mice and humans is thought to have diverged around 75 million years ago.
All right.
75 million years ago.
That's very recent.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not too long ago.
You know, when we think like Jurassic and Triassic and stuff, that's like over like 200 million years ago.
Yeah.
So there you go, guys. Mice. Not that long ago. They only really evolved.
75 million years is a long time. Okay, I think we could all agree.
I can't even picture that.
Recent.
Like shit.
They're babies.
Like 100 years ago is pretty much an alien society to them. You know, like 200 years ago. You drop yourself in the 1800s? You're a
I think they'd be
god.
smarter by now, right?
Oh my god.
I guess that's what rats are. The rats are the smart mice.
Sunflowers dropping facts. Sharks are older than trees.
Damn.
Yeah, they are. Did you guys know that before trees was mushrooms?
That would make sense.
And after tree, there is mushroom.
There was a very long time where decomposition did not exist, and so we had a period of the earth when basically like trees and stuff would fall to the ground and just stay there forever. And then at some point bacteria evolved and started eating everything, and then that led into the cycles that we know now of decomposition and reconstruction, which is crazy because that's almost like myths of creation of like there was a paradise where nothing ever changed, and then the darkness came. It's like bacteria.
The dirt. It came in. Yeah, good question, Apollo. Where is Varus?
Where indeed? It's among the
He told
rats
us
and the
things.
mice.
He made us promises, and he's not here to show up.
This is the pre-content where we give you little facts.
Yeah, I'll cover
We dive deep. But this is the stuff that we use to actually like use their campaigns. Or at least for me a lot. I look for a lot of like nature documentaries and for like little pockets of ecosystems to kind of emulate in places. I find it helps a lot.
Interesting. I've been doing less of that and more of civilization research, especially because
Nice.
Bloodlines now is going to be, you guys might build a civilization. And in terms of ecology, I'm just like, what lives in this habitat? What's in a forest? And I'm like, okay, that good. There's got to be at least 3 other things.
I think like from the way I build towns, it kind of naturally happens, because I go crazy when I'm building a town, and it's hard not to. We're like, hey, there's this, but where do they get their water? So they do here. Where are they getting their meat, their vegetables? This person needs to do this. And obviously there needs to be some sort of builder. And it's like,
Yeah.
They need
That was
different
a-
infrastructure.
Huge one, and I have it in my notes now, and it's like there's only so many necessary industries actually to have a town. So it's like
Yeah.
if you just knock off like what are the most important ones, and then often when it's a smaller town, people take on multiple jobs, and it's like, oh, I'm the blacksmith and I sew clothes and I run the inn. So it's like you have to concentrate these jobs into like singular people, which means if any one of them gets taken out, your town gets messed up.
yeah, you're pretty screwed.
Yeah,
It's like either that or the town has a niche thing that they do.
and
So
then
it's like
trade.
most people, they export. And
It was news for me, like the fact that like you could rely so heavily on someone and then have them just like, oh no, they got lost in the mines of Fendelver, and it's like, well, now we got to go look for them, and you're like, otherwise all these people might die or have to move, and I'm like, holy crap.
it's funny when you're giving quests too, because like when you say it plainly, it's easier for the players to be like, I don't care. But your shopkeep is gone.
Please.
He was filtering our water. You're like, oh.
We had to rename our town to Flint.
I'm sure there have been like, instances.
It ends up being a rabbit hole very fast. Is that our boy in there? Is he setting up?
It's me.
Oh,
No
Ask
face though. No face.
and you
No face, no
shall-
case. Give
I
me
was
some.
a brother
Okay,
who shoot
okay.
it.
Give me some.
Man's rushing over here.
If I'm not there, no one can see me die.
They can hear your voice, but there's nothing they can see.
I think that's good enough to set the scene and bring everybody back into another riveting Tuesday with the Woody Boys. Because it's Chittering Woods, boys. Yeah.
Woods that chitter.
We're back.
Ooh, how do you feel? How's everyone feeling? We had a little riveting discussion, but Disgusting.
Size of lakes.
Yeah.
So how big is the lake?
How many football fields?
I'm gonna say like 1,500 feet.
Damn.
Oh, 1,500 feet, not 1,500 football fields.
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry, 1,500 meters.
Okay.
Meters?
That doesn't
Yeah,
help
meters.
me. but
Okay.
Understood. We make it work.
1,500 meters.
Yeah,
is,
just multiply it by like around 3 and you got your feet.
Oh, God.
It's like 5 football fields wide.
Yeah. Which is way too small. We're gonna bump it up. No, we were discussing before. We said it was like 1,000 meters. Yeah, like Lake Huron.
Is this like the size of one of the Great Lakes? That's
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
And that's
I would say.
1 million.
Yeah, it's at least 1 million square feet kind of thing.
Yeah.
She big.
1 million feet wide. It's not even squared.
Yeah. All you're seeing is lake.
And then obviously there must be some sort of like inlet to like somewhere else because there's a ship here that didn't just like plop into the middle of the lake.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we can't see
Some ways down around this massive lake, you guys are kind of like on a beachy side at the end. There's kind of little pockets of small like land masses that kind of form a channeling river that all seem to flow into this giant lake in this massive redwood forest. Amongst the piles of shipwrecks that go down along the beach as far as you can see, we find our heroes. Pip will play the woodman.
Yes.
Peter, our lovely man. CJ will be playing Varys, our electrified Bardy Badger. Regraz, played by Brent, the elegant lizard, former jester. And Simon, playing Orly, our friendly boy. And secret powerhouse, I feel. I feel.
The all-seeing eye.
Last, we found our wanderers, our heroes, our tree striders. They were leaving their little base camp that they set up along this stretch of beach, where, as I said before, shipwrecks line it as far as the eye can see. The group slightly split, with Orly feeling a tingle of a call pull from the lake, and following it found a piece of debris containing the ship that he remembers to have come into the wood on with their companion Tom Castellan. Following this feeling, he made his way down the beach to one of the shipwrecks, and our other resident magic boy, Pip, felt a call as well, and they reunited at one of these shipwrecked doors. Pooling their power together, they managed to make a half and half door. One deep mahogany, I believe, and the other ash wood, an ash weirwood door. Called by this, tantalized by it, Orly opened. But the curiosity was broken as Regraz spotted something with their companion, Burbam. Far off at the other end, near a small alcove of landmasses in the lake, was some movement. Seemed like a commotion. Regraz, being the elegant leader he was, quickly strode into action to see what was afoot. And to their surprise, he found a lily pad ship, a hobble of a ship, really, aloft on 3 giant lily pads that seemed quite swift and able in the water for how mangled or how disheveled it looked. And from the screams and commotions, Regraz heard the wails of a one Captain Chappie, who was barking orders to his crew to deal with something unseen in the water. Quickly, Pip, feeling the agency around, pulled Orly from the curiosity and went after Regraz. Feeling that he needed an aerial view, transformed into an eagle, picks up Varys and takes to the sky. In their aerial view, they seemed to spot something that the crew was commotioning at. A massive shadow around, say, 200 feet or so, of an odd shape, a bulbous shape coming off to a flat end and a round head, a round rodent-like head that floats kind of around its neck, or weird shapes. And there, previewing this scene, we will find our players. Starting, I guess, with Regraz, actually, as you're running up and getting a better view of this ship and getting a hear for the commotion as they're yelling, "You're slick! Get to the cannons! There's something over there! Nothing would best the great Chappie!" And you hear bits and pieces, and you'll see, "I see something."
So I'm sprinting just to set the scene a little bit in my head. Is like basically the woods are behind us, and there's like rivers kind of coming from the woods feeding into the lake.
Yes.
Is this ship headed towards like those rivers? Like, are they trying to sail upriver into the woods?
They're sailing towards the lake, towards the shipwrecks, it seems. They're coming out of these winding rivers past the little land masses that are spotted, and
so they're
coming down
sailing
towards
with
where
the
you guys are
current.
parked.
We're running away from the woods. The shipwrecks are kind of like down this beach around us a little bit. So how far is the ship from me at this point?
I'd say into the water, the ship is about 150 feet away.
Oof, that's far. All right, 150 feet away. How long does this spell last?
I mean, I have something if you need.
Well, I can. My swim speed. I just have to confirm if I have a swim speed.
You sink.
I would sink. No, because I have a climb speed. So I think my question to you is, how much water is between the ship and the shore? Like, or is there like a shipwreck that I could like run and jump off of to get onto the ship, kind of deal? Like,
Over here, no, I do have a drawing. But over here, no, it's the shipwrecks are on the other side where you came from, along like the beach, going down like the other way, and you went like off the beach, around the lake through the wood. So it would be that like 150 feet into the lake where the ship is.
Okay, so I'm at the water's edge, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Mm.
Kind of running along, and you're kind of you're getting closer and seeing the ship like pull in more out by some masses. They're like shouting. You can't fully hear what they're saying, but you're hearing bits and pieces because they're yelling very loudly. As like Orly catches catching up to you.
Okay, so then I think what I'm going to do then is use my main action to make a loud noise. So I'm looking if prestidigitation can help me do this, but it's not strong enough.
I could say if you want to make something a little louder, even with your prestidigitation, Roll an Arcana. I'll say you can use up a spell, and I'll say if you roll well enough, let's say DC 16, you can make it as loud as you need to be to get the creature's attention, if you like.
When you say
Okay,
use
let
a
me.
spell, what do you mean?
Use like a spell slot, like a first level, if you like.
Okay. Okay, so I'll use this a first level spell slot then to try and do this roll. And I think basically he's gonna take that. I think I'd taken out my tambourine to my battle tambourine, and I think I'm just hitting it, and I'm trying to focus on that sound and get it to prestidigitate loud enough to kind of like carry and get their attention. You said DC 16.
Yeah.
I have an Arcana of 8, so that'll be an 8 or higher on the die. That is going to be. It's not going to do it. That's a 3. For a total of 11.
Yeah, you bring it out, and it is louder than normal, but it doesn't seem like there grabs their attention. It does, however, grab the attention of your companions, I'll say.
So seeing like that fail, maybe looking behind me, and I'm just like, I have no way to get across the water. Does someone have something they could do?
Yeah.
Orly finally catches up to you.
How far away are Varys and Pip at this point?
What's your fly speed?
'Tis a good question. Let me get that for you. Fly 80 feet.
80 feet. So I'd say, yeah, about 80 feet away.
Okay, so they're not gonna be within the spell, but I'll come up and be like, well, if you want to walk on the water, I can help with that.
Orly, you should have said so earlier.
It's hard to talk and run with all this armor, okay?
Now I've used my action.
Yeah, so I guess I just wait for you to come up and cast that spell then.
Yeah, I can cast it, and you're within 30 feet of me, so I can just use it immediately.
Yeah.
For
Are
bomb.
we in initiative right now, or are we not in initiative?
No.
No. So then, yeah. So I wait for you to cast it, and then
Are you fast?
No, I mean, I can move to the regular speed.
Shit, I'll see you there.
and then I fucking take on sprint, bonus action dash. So it's basically like a 90-foot movement.
Yeah, I can only move 60 with a dash, so.
You stride across the water. Pip, you in the air see Rugraz take off on top of the water like one of those like lizards, like legs like flashing. And you see this massive shape kind of underneath pretty deep under the water, this huge shadow kind of going towards the lily pad ship. And I guess you would have some keen sight as well, since you're an eagle.
I do.
So if you like, inspect who's on the ship. But yeah, let me know what you and Varys want to do as you're soaring about, and you see the lily pad ship kind of try and steer away, or at least slow down their movement going forward. You see them all running about, manning cannons, grabbing on the helm. Was it like?
I thought they were trying to get away as quickly as possible, not sit and fight.
Yeah, well, like fighting the current, basically.
But I can do that perception check.
Yes.
Right. I have advantage as a giant eagle.
Nice.
Well, I rolled a 3 and a 1.
Oh, not nice.
I'm too preoccupied with this thing wriggling in my talons.
Yeah. Him moving and this huge shadow that there seemed to be commotioning about. But I'll say even with that, you do recognize the ship as something similar to what you used in the Tanuki village to get across the water.
Okay, yeah.
What's the size of the ship, by the way? Just curiosity.
The ship, it's like 40 feet.
Big ass lily pad.
Yeah, they're like huge. There's 3 of them, kind of like. Yes, what would you guys like to do as you're soaring, taking this in?
Turn around, Pip. Turn around.
And I just like keep going, but I got closer to the shadow or closer to the water to get a better view of what's going on. And
give bears even bigger, better view.
yeah. And I don't know, maybe I'll do some fancy little maneuver to get you on my back instead of in my talons.
No!
And then just like throw you up and just try and like scoop you on my
Give
back.
me an athletics.
Oh god.
From both of you.
Oh shit.
I'm sorry in advance, Ferris.
21.
Okay, all right. You take care of yourself. That's cool. Acrobatics, okay. It doesn't really have like a particular acrobatic skill.
Agility.
It's your
It's
dex.
just dex, yeah.
What? Eagles don't have sleight of hand.
No. Oh, but I got a 17, so that's a dirty 20.
Yeah. You kind of like barrel roll, and like Varys like anticipates it, kind of like does a little trapeze move and lands on top. You guys grab like a little slipstream, pick up speed as you like dip down. You're just trying to like hover above the water and see what's going on?
Yeah, so I kind of like flew out 80 feet. I'm still going out another 80 feet. So I don't know, maybe we're like 40 feet above the water.
Beautiful. And you're hovering, and you can see that like the crew is kind of like waving to you now. You see in the crow's nest, there's a turtle. He's kind of looking at you with a magnifying glass. He has a little bandana, a little sword in his belt. And you see he's like motioning down to the people below. And you'll see like a big like budgie kind of like fly up as the rest of them are trying to like grab the helm and get on their cannons ready on the sides. And she kind of like takes aim at you guys and gets her scope on you and shoots something up. And it shoots up to you up in the air and pops like a little firework.
Okay.
And it says,
Oh, okay.
it just says, Mr. Pip in the firework and fades away.
Huh?
And you see they're commotioning more, and they fire off one of the side cannons, not at anything in particular, and the lily pad moves to the side 15 feet in the water, and they're kind of able to fight the current a little bit and start moving away. Regraz, Orly, did you want to run after Regraz too?
I mean, I'm dashing, but do we see the current from where we are?
Yes.
I'd like to avoid that if possible. So, like, skirt around.
Yeah, beautiful. You kind of like take the safe way. It takes a little bit longer for you able to run, and Graz, as you're kind of getting closer to the ship, you drink in this shadow too, and you take in how immensely large it is, and you're able to see its head shape a little bit more, and it seems very odd for what it is in the water. It almost looks like a flower, a giant flower as you're passing it. It has like a very kind of round, rodent-like head, and then these things protruding out of the side by its neck. But you're able to get in range, and you hear them kind of waving you down. And you see a cat in a captain's coat standing at the side. He goes, "Do you need help, fellow lizard?" The wind's blowing, and his crew is a mess running around, but he's not minding standing.
I think I just shouted my best lizard voice. Hell! We don't need help. It looks like you are fighting a great beast. And I think I'm gonna do another dash, bonus action dash movement, which should get me 90 plus 90 is 180, so that I should be able to get basically right up to him, and I have a climb speed, so I won't be hindered. So basically I'm running across the water, and then I want to kind of like almost like run up the side of the ship.
Yeah, full vertical.
Like, tuk, and then like grab, and then but like scurry the rest of the way, and just a little bit out of breath, just be like, I figured we could exchange information for the price of sharing the battlefield.
He licks his hand. He goes, "Oh, we are hoping to get out of here quick. The great Captain Chappie at your service." And his crew's like, you see a big naked elephant going, "Chappie, we need your help." And a snake runs by and is kind of like wrapping around the wheel of the ship, trying to keep it steady. He goes, "Captain, stop getting distracted." Because there's always time for parlays. So the ship rocks.
Yeah, I think I like clasp his hand to like have him like kind of pull me on board as like an invitation. And just tell me what to do, and I would give you aid. And my companions probably will as well.
And you're like kind of like taking in the scene. You see a familiar face sitting next to the mast, huddled. Our friendly little rabbit boy, Nerm.
Nerm!
Sitting there kind of going, "Oh my god, he said he could bring me to Mr. Pip, but I didn't think like this. Regress!" And he like waves to you excitedly.
Yeah, I think I'd stand up and I think he sees this chameleon blush a little bit. I think as Regress remembers, unfortunately, how his mind was like fragmented when he first met Nerve, and he was all like kind of like wearing his own skin and stuff, and it was kind of weird. And he just goes, hi! And then he goes to do something else. Just helps with however he can.
You look so different. They're like, you see the elephant lumbers past you and goes on that cannon again next to you, and he goes, "I'm gonna get ready to burst again." He goes, "Stop saying it like that, Henry. I mean the cannon." And he goes, "Everyone brace yourself. Hold on." He goes, and they shoot again over to the side. Nerm kind of grabs onto you as he tumbles. He goes, I've been looking for you and Pip and everybody. We needed your help. I went to the sheriff and you weren't there. We sent a message, and I went to the Coliseum, and there's so much crazy stuff out there.
And many things have been happening all across the woods, and now we seem involved. I have a feeling that we will have much to share.
I think so too, but I guess we should try and help them.
Yes. Were you just huddling here? What were you doing?
I'm scared. And Chappie goes, "Yes, he's been a coward ever since we picked him up."
Chin up. And I kind of like look at him. I want to minor illusion, like a little sheriff's star, like on his like shirt or something, and just like, you have it in you. You can do it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And he like grabs something out of his pocket and he like presses it down. You see, and it opens it, and it's like a little seed. And he gives it. He like shoots it over to like a big, basically like a budgie with a big rifle. And he goes, shoot another message up to Mr. Pip. Tell him I need to talk when we're safe. She goes, okay. She loads up, but as she's loading up, Pip and Varys, Orly, you're just about getting to the ship, and the snake lowers a little rope for you and pulls you up.
Thank you.
No problem. Nerm said great things about you guys.
Oh, Nerm's there. Say hi.
Yes, he comes in.
Oh wait, I guess I could say hi too when I'm up. Give me a sec.
Come on up. He pulls you up, and Nerm sees you. He goes, Mr. Orly.
Hi, Nerm. Nice to see you again. Where'd you go?
Runs, goes to give you a hug. Pip, Varys, you see, just as I was loading up that second bullet, the shadow starts to unfurl, basically by its neck. And these long shadows start coming up from the water, and two jut out, and huge, massive, basically like brown, fuzzy tentacles shoot up from the water and go to attack the ship. Henry, who is there right at the last second, shoots out a burst, and it dodges to the side as these massive tentacles kind of wrap and crash down, and a big spray of water kind of licks you guys. And then boat doesn't really rock because it's on lily pads, but it like dips with the water on top. And he goes, "Oh, that was a close one," Captain Chappie exclaims. And everyone give me in it.
Beautiful.
Oh damn.
See.
Varys, you can kill this thing, right?
I give it bardic inspiration, maybe.
Varys, easy.
Okay. Oh wait, no, I'm an eagle.
French eagle.
What was Bernier's character? Jean-Pierre Leroy.
John Rock the Rock.
Okay. All right.
Give me those innits.
8.
Sweet potatoes.
9.
Same 8.
9 too.
Yo!
Wow.
2 8 and 2 9.
What the fuck?
I go over and I help like Orly into the boat basically, so we start on the same minute.
What's your strength?
Holy shit, dude.
Enough.
I just
Now, who's
pretend to
going
help you to
first?
the boat.
Okay, then up.
You want me
wanna
to
go first?
You want me to go first so I can get us
Yeah.
onto the boat? Yeah. So I'm gonna dip down after that. Like the smoke is like settling in the air there. Dive through it, and I imagine the like a third amount of 80 feet is gonna get me to the ship.
Yeah.
And I'll basically just like latch onto the top of the crow's nest. Sort of like
It goes, Eagles here.
I'll put out my wings so that you can like sort of like slide off it.
Yeah, on my turn, I'll slide.
Mhm.
Are you staying in eagle form?
I'm staying in eagle form for now.
Fuck.
So I guess I'll take like I'll actually take like a ready action. If one of those tentacles tries to come at the ship, I'll like attack it basically.
Sweet. Okay. So you're like seeing the crow's nest ready to strike. The turtle there is next to you, just like, hey, kind of trying to pet you really slowly. And yeah, that'll be your turn, Varys. Oh wait, actually, getting a freaking ahead of myself.
No, they don't need a turn. It's all
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, no, they could go after
Surprise
it.
round. Surprise round.
Hold on. Yeah, no, you know what? I'll give everyone a little grace. It did its attack kind of to wrap, and they dodged. So yeah, Varys, what do you want to do?
Is there any part of this thing sticking out of the water?
Sticking out of the water, no, but you can see it very close under, like it's a massive
a
shadow
branch.
right at the top.
I'd like to. I'll glide off the wing. Like, hey, turtley dude, move over. It's cramped in here. Just like push his shell to make room for me. And I'm gonna do a ready action also. When it breaches, I want to cast fairy fire
Ooh, okay.
if I can. 60 feet range. 20-foot cube.
It's kind of, yeah. Okay, beautiful. So yeah, you kind of ready at the waiting at the in the crow's nest for it to breach. Next would be either Regraz or Orly.
Regraz, most likely.
For basing it on Dex, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to, as a bonus action, start to tell a tale. And basically, I just progress is like, this reminds me of a time. And the tale is number 4. Of an adventurer that could escape any confinement. And basically, as I start to tell this tale, I get like probably like some just like small magical markings or something like near my eyes. And I can bestow. Ooh. I think I look at Orly and I like go, actually you should hear this. and I cast it on you. So I cast the Tale of the Runaway on you, which means you can use a reaction to teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space you can see. When you teleport, you can choose a number of creatures you can see within 30 feet, up to your charisma modifier, to immediately use the same reaction. So you basically, when you decide, you can teleport a whole bunch of people.
Nope. Charisma modifier, bud?
Oh no.
Minimum of 1. Okay,
Big old
well,
zero. Big old zero.
No, minimum 1 though.
yeah, so it's 1. So you just yourself then. So nobody else. Oh well. You should hear this. You're slow. So
Huh?
this is how you run away. And then you get
Okay.
that. The spell washes over you, and the story kind of like takes effect. I'm then going to use my movement speed to basically be like, I will keep watch from above, and climb up like midway of the mast or whatever, like 10 feet to the mast and then 20 feet up, and just kind of get a bird's eye view.
Beautiful. And as you get up as well, you can see that it's like dipping lower into the water as you guys are all like prepping. And it seems to be like almost like moving, part of it moving away towards like another landmass close. But so much, it's so massive that it seems like the shadows are kind of like moving in different directions. Yeah, and if that's your turn, it'd be Orly.
Okay. we're not trying to run away though, right? I mean, like, we're here to help him.
I hope so.
Yeah, I say up from the mast, like, yes, it's just in case, tentacles falling on your head.
Oh no, that wouldn't be good. Okay. I want to stop that from happening. Okay. I'm gonna ready my action for when it pops up. Or are the tentacles up still? Or-
No.
Okay.
It like tried to wrap it, then dip back into the water.
Next time a part of it, I suppose, emerges, I'm gonna cast Bane on it.
Sweet. Ooh, so much prepared. Everyone hands on their posters. I love it.
I'm like, okay, can we like get out of here? Maybe like run away.
Oh, I'm trying our best, but the current is strong. But-
I mean, what? No. So you were saying something about birds?
Yes, Henry used one. And he goes, I have another.
Go for it, Henry.
All right. But that'll be it for the day. And then we gotta book it. And Chappie goes, we have these special oars. And he like jumps down and he like kicks the mast. And like these like they almost look like like cattail plants. They like unfurl from the side and like hit the water with almost it's almost like hard stone hitting the water when they do, and it like and kind of lifts the lily pad ship up a little more, and you can feel it stabilize a little more. It goes, my crew will man the oars. You guys, if it comes, keep it off our back. But nothing will stop the Grand Pun Skipper. And like I promised Nirm, who's like cowering again behind the mast, I will finish this mission.
What's the mission?
Oh, to get them to you safely, of course.
Okay, one half of that is good. The other half, maybe not.
Not thought out. But thinking on our feet is what we do. For we are the band of misfits. They all go, yeah! And you see the bird in the back is just shaking her head. But they do get ready at your behest. And Henry kind of loads up the shockwave cannon again, and poof, they get another 10 feet. And the rest of the crew, Slick the snake, Zazzle the bird, Jeshua the turtle kind of tumbles out of the crow's nest past you guys, kind of lands and gets over, and they kind of start huffing it, and this thing really starts boogieing. But as you start moving, the creature begins to stir, and its figure starts to breach the water. And at first, all you really see is like it almost just looks like granite, like a granite slab coming up, breaching the water first, and then you realize that it's massive front teeth and a rodent head kind of emerges, and it seems very much like a beaver. And around its neck are big bulbous kind of sacs that unfurl, and tentacles drop down, putting frills
The sacks.
on its neck. And it lets out a deafening, almost like chitter, almost roar. Yeah, there he is.
Oh my god.
As it rings through your ears. And Chappie kind of stands in awe and goes, I have never seen something like that. As everyone kind of loses their barracks for a second.
He's got a necklace of tentacles.
Holy.
It goes, and it shoots out a massive tentacle where you can't even tell truly how long it is, and it grabs a tree and dips back into the water. It kind of fells the tree in one rip. And inky black water emerges from where it dips down, kind of covering almost to where you guys are for the 80 feet that you went away. And it comes back up with this massive tree log kind of trimmed down, and there's these inky kind of sacks stuck onto the tree, and it rolls up a tentacle and lobs it at the ship. I'm gonna roll a little.
Can we do our spells
Throwing and
first?
tree trunk.
Yes, everyone who prepared things can pop it off as soon as it comes up to fling that tree. Or actually, it popped up the first time. So you said the first time it shows up. So I guess as it's showing its figure that first time, everyone could do what they need to do.
And me and Orly can go first because Peter, you're attacking him, I think.
Mhm.
So Fairy Fire, he'll make a spell save. DC 15 Dex, yeah.
DC 15 and Dex save, eh?
Let me know if you get good, because I'm about to make you roll again.
This is a dirty 20.
Yeah, go ahead and wait. Let me just make sure you're in range of silvery burbs.
Wait, we should have let Simon go first.
Shit. All right.
He's doing big.
60 feet. If you're within 60 feet, I'll make you roll again.
No, it wouldn't be within 60 feet, because the boat went away.
Oh well, if you're not in 60 feet, then I don't think I
Go
can cast
10 feet, right?
Fairy Fire.
10 feet, and then it drove 80 feet away.
Okay.
Oh, so I can't do anything though, because Fairy Fire is 60 feet.
Isn't this shadow 200 feet long?
Yeah. I guess like you just need a part of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know. Yeah. I'd say it's always within range.
All right, roll it again, please.
Ooh, that's a 9.
Very good. Very good indeed. So you have advantage on attack rolls against it if you can see it.
So you hit part of it, and it starts outlining the rest of the creature, and you can kind of see its full kind of outline going through this massive lake.
I'm actually gonna use one of those coins. I'm gonna charge it with my magic and then throw it because it has an ability where it takes on a shape of something with like sparks. So using that, and it takes on the shape of the creature and sticks around to it.
I could say, yeah, these little things kind of amplify your magic as they take shapes. I'm gonna say it kind of, if the fairy fire goes out, it will come back once more
Nice.
for free. Yes.
Very
Next,
nice.
as you guys kind of panic and start shooting things out, Orly.
Me. Bane. So it's a charisma saving throw. It has to beat a 17.
It fails.
So every time it makes an attack roll,
Nice out of here.
No.
keep it.
So trash.
Any attack roll or saving throw it makes needs to be done with a minus D4 to it.
And attacks, saving throws, and
Attacks and saving throws, yeah.
All right. The rest of the boys, Pip, Regras.
There's basically nothing I can do with my ready action. It's way too far.
I didn't have one.
No, right, yeah, you did pretty good. Yeah, it kind of shakes fills its nose from the things you've done as it kind of like lights up and feels this like sluggishness from the bane. But it does reach out with a massive tentacle, rip off a tree from some little landmass nearby, and dips back into the water. And this inky black, I guess, goop or cloud kind of forms around it. And it pops back up with kind of sacks of goop laden on this tree. And it winds up and flings it at the ship. It hits the ship.
Minus a D4? I don't know if
Yeah.
it matter, but
Yeah. Still like an 18. It hits the ship with this tree trunk. And it kind of sticks into it, but the ship is still fairly steady. It kind of dips and they go, oh, slick, better driving, come on. Goes, I'm doing my best, Captain. And you notice the sacks on the tree trunk start to wiggle. And the 5 sacks on it burst, and little versions of the creature start coming out of these eggs towards you guys. They don't have legs. They're just like octopuses with little beaver heads. And they kind of towards you guys.
What kind of creature shoots its babies at something? This makes no sense.
As it dips back into the water and comes towards you guys.
it has its own boarding crew.
And these creatures are all going to, on the turn, move towards everybody on the ship. There's 10 of them. And there's 10 of you guys. Oh, I'm not counting Nerm, but just 10 of you guys. And they're very distracted, rowing, trying to fight this current and get back up. So you hear Captain Chappie yells, goes, "Honorary crew, I need to protect our backs." As Henry goes to try and load up the cannon on the other side. And we'd be back up to the top. It would be Pip or Ferris.
Can I go?
Après vous?
Can I hop back on your
Oh yeah, you want to get back on?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
If we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it together. I can't really talk to you, but I mean, I'm thinking we could be aerial. We can get as close as we need to. Just not too close, because I do a little bit better at range. I trust you more than these guys to steer me right, anyways.
And with that, I'll kick off the mast or the crow's nest.
Maybe I'll hold my action to cast Call Lightning when you get in range. Actually, it's 120 feet range, but just thematically, I'll hold my action
Okay.
until you get into a good range.
Yeah, you're drumming up like a beat on his back as you like take off.
And how far is the head of this thing?
It basically closed the distance after that fling
Okay.
on its turn, so it's like right up behind the ship.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll just like swoop in however many feet to reach it. Well, like how long is the ship like from the crow's nest
The ship's
to
40 feet long.
Okay.
And I'd say the thing after it dipped down and went towards you guys, the shadow is about 10 feet behind the ship.
Okay. So it's not it's back under the water?
Yeah, but it's not too deep. Like you can still see its shadow like sizably.
Okay. Do you need me to get closer, Ferris?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I just like get up into the air and I'll like wait for you to do your thing.
Okay. Do I think if I aim for it, my spell will pierce the water? Have I ever cast lightning on water? Probably.
I imagine so.
Yeah.
You're from an
I
island,
just want
right?
to see what happens.
I imagine there's some sort of like safety class back home. You know, when dealing around water, everyone's all charged up. You know, how to deal with it on rainy days.
Then while I'm building up the beat, I raise my hand, and like for a second, there's like a flash of lightning that goes up from me to the clouds above, and then I crash down, and I'll create a little storm cloud. Choose a point where I can see, try and hit this thing under the water, and hit a bolt of lightning down. It's only a dex save. It's only DC 15. I think it's not save or suck though. Yeah, it's half as much.
And as you're building up the lightning and you're flying, it almost sounds like the lightning itself is conjuring up your drum beat, and it's like filling the sky and ringing out just as it builds up and crashes down. It does save. That was a nat 20. Luckily, it's here. So only half.
It's gonna happen. So yeah, 7 damage. Maybe there's something that says water. Just like
It is your turn again if you wanted to use silvery barbs.
oh, that is true.
Just saying.
No, I'll save the spell slot for now.
I'll silvery barbs him.
Oh, double silvery barbs.
Did you give your advantage to someone last time, CJ?
I didn't. I'm gonna give it to Pip. Bonus action.
Oh, so disadvantage on the saving throw. Eh? Wait, and I have the -4 though, because you're big.
Yeah, but I mean, a nat 20 wouldn't change anything. Because -4 would get 16 and his
16.
saves a 15.
That saves as well. That's a 24.
Jesus.
Damn.
A dexterous boy.
Some
Oh
of that
yeah.
static energy like roils down my drum onto the back. Maybe some of your feathers like stand up on your back, and you're a little more alert, a little more prepared.
Yeah, some of that electricity is like sparking through the feathers.
How much damage was it?
7. 15 cut in half.
Oh, it doesn't feel it one bit.
Didn't think so.
And you can see from this aerial view the little creatures kind of making their way towards everybody on the ship as well.
With that, I'm going to dip down however many feet from the top of the crow's nest to these little squid baby beaver monstrosities. These absolutely grotesque creatures.
Like crawling on the deck basically.
Yeah, and I'm
where
going to
the tree
attack.
shrub
I'm
on
gonna
the
start
tree.
attacking them.
Like how popcorn would pop out if it like popped on the cob.
It was goopy and ink sacky.
Splurge.
Gross. But yeah, I'm gonna attack one of these little shits. Giant eagle. Give me your statistics.
Form of giant eagle.
Okay, here we go. I believe. One second. Okay. That is a 13 to hit. Oh, but I have advantage. No, I don't have advantage. I have bardic inspiration.
No, you have advantage from silvery barbs.
That's what it is. Sorry, yeah. I do have advantage. That's worse. So 13 it is.
Ooh, is it 13?
Yeah, on one of the babies.
That is a miss.
Okay. I will attack again.
Swooping down at them.
Okay, that is a dirty 20.
That hits.
Yes.
They kind of like fully drops out of the sack, stomping it.
All right, that is 9 points of damage.
Okay, it is. It's still up.
Okay.
It kind of like squishes as you're attacking it, but it kind of like reshapes a little bit. You can see like the indents.
Yeah, I like try to claw at it, and then it like kind of just like squishes, and then I try and like stab part of it with my beak with the second attack, and then I'm just going to. I have 80 feet, so I've only really used like I don't know, maybe like 20 feet of movement. So I'll kick off of it and fly back up into the air.
Beaut. Yeah, it kind of like blows some of them away as you kick back out of harm's way. McGraths, Orly?
So I climbed up the mast like 20-ish feet, which means I got a pretty good view of stuff under, like on the deck, almost like a spotlight, you might say. So I have something called Spray of Cards, which does a 15-foot cone. So basically, what I want to know is how many of these beavers, without hitting allies, can I get? Basically, from like a top-down spotlight perspective.
Could you choose your targets?
I can. So it's anything in the 15-foot cone.
Okay. Yeah. I would say basically they're all like on that like tree that like landed and they're like falling out. They're uncoordinated too. So they'd be basically in the same spot, all of them. I'd say you could hit all of them if you like. I don't know if you have like a limit, but you'd be able to hit all of them.
However many are in that cone, so
Yeah, all
I'm
10.
down for all of them.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So I think Regrat's like holding onto the deck, looks down, and then wraps his. And I don't know that I've ever used it in this campaign yet, so I'm very happy to finally do so. Prehensile tail around the mast to free his hands, and as he like takes out his Taroka deck of cards, like doing crazy shuffles, and then uses his magic, and they spray out a 15-foot cone of spectral cards, Gambit style. All 10 of them have to make dex saves. On a failed save, they take some damage and are blinded until the next turn. Successful, they take half damage.
Okay. These little babies. Oh, what save was it? Sorry.
It's a dex and it's 16.
Dex. Okay. Ooh, that's a 14.
Hell yeah. All right, so they're all blinded. And we're going to roll a d10. Come on, be good. It was bad. That's a that's a 2. So they're all blinded and they take 2 damage.
2.
Oh, sorry, 2d10.
Okay.
Yep.
They take 3 damage.
Hey,
No way.
Andy.
1 and a 2. Boom.
By the way, Brent, who did you give advantage to from your silver barbs?
I'll give it to myself. No, I'll give it to Pip.
Just so we can keep track.
Yeah. Well, wait. Because Orly, do you cast spells or do you?
I cast
melee
spells.
it? You cast spells.
He's a
Yeah.
spelly boy.
Pip is the kind of other. Me and Pip are the melee characters, but I don't really want to go down there and touch the slimy things.
Yeah. Your chap yelling, "Get them off my ship!"
Yes, I will do it from here. So advantage from the silvery barbs from before was like the tambourine, and then it goes over to Pip. And then this time, though, I think what I will also do after I cast that spell, I like put the tambourine away as a free action, and then I will take out my panpipes and just go like. And I'm gonna give Bardic Inspiration also to Pip, I think, to try and hit these guys.
Yeah.
You guys are loading me up over here.
He's gonna be like supercharged again.
It's like the song is just like hit him, quack, quack. And that's a D8.
D8, all right.
That's my turn.
Beaut.
Alright,
Is Orly now?
Yeah, for Orly's
Oh, yeah.
turn. I guess this would be the first time that he'd be able to use his staff in the
Yeah,
fight.
for the day.
Yeah. So he still isn't quite sure how it works. So he's just gonna brandish it towards in like the general direction of the creature. Because this is how it worked last time. Just like and see what happens. He's added the little pink crystal coin into like the nook of the top of the staff as well. He's like, maybe this is helpful. He has no idea, but
Ooh. I'd say add a D6 to
the D20 roll.
yes.
Okay. Okay, so that's a 13 plus 1, 14.
14. You concentrate out and hold the staff. And for a moment, nothing seems to happen. And you could, like, it almost gets eerily quiet for you as you're concentrating and
That
feel
worked last time.
this singular kind of connection with the staff and by extension the wood. Then you feel kind of like cool breeze on the back of your neck, and it seems to build. Then a gust of wind kind of flies past the whole ship and like everybody. And in that wind are a bunch of those tiny little fireflies. And they build up almost like a swarm of locusts from the
Actually,
woods.
I want to just check something because I had a boon from Sunflower that I forgot to use. Is this better? Oh, it is. The 15 plus 1, so 16. A little jump. Jump of 2. Maybe it has some effect.
Ooh, yeah. And these massive swarm of locusts or fireflies build up and block out like the sun momentarily. And then they dive bomb into the water. And you could hear, even under the water, many like it's little like bubbles of water, boiling water, kind of bloop, 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 boil up. And you could hear it kind of, and it pops back up, fully unfurled now with all its tentacles out. Well, yeah, all of its tentacles like out, and it's rolled up still, and you can see it's like little arms now as it's kind of like waving around. And you can see that it's taken a nice amount of damage here. As little like burns are in its fur, and like it's sweltering in certain places. But it is pissed now as it breaches the water, and you see it's, well, not its full glory, but at least half of its glory bobbing out of the water. 100 feet of it just.
So is that an action? What is that concept?
Yeah, that would be an action.
Okay, so then I'll use bonus action to cast Spiritual Weapon at the 4th level and attack the small little boys that are going towards the crew. I'll attack the one that's closest to one of the crew members.
Mm-hmm.
Does a 17 hit?
That hits.
Cool.
So you
So
see
that
they're like
would-
blind, kind of like hopping around, kind of like gnawing at anything.
2d8. Do I have a d8 out? I do.
Everyone has advantage against them this round. Just by the way.
4.
Nice.
4 damage?
With advantage?
Why would it be with advantage?
Because they're blinded.
Ooh, so with advantage. It's not better. Thank you. So that's 10 plus 5, so 15 points of force damage from the spiritual weapon.
Ooh, you see this one takes a sizable like and kind of crushes in, and it still starts to like pop back up, but not as much. And you see like the like ooze or like the ink kind of like leaking out a little bit from it as it tries to reform. And if that is that you,
That would be my turn, yes.
that's Orly. It will be the crew who will try and row another 80 feet away. And they do. They do, and you'll see the budgie in the back, Zaza, load up not the seed that Nurm gave her. She pulls out something else out of her sack and loads it into the gun and shoots at the pile of babies. And that seed pops and like a viney net kind of like shoots out and kind of wrangles them and kind of pins them to the deck of the ship. She goes, at least I will get them in one place. Lizard, more of those card tricks. Prepare. But next would be the creature. As it's waving around in pain from Orly's firefly bombardment, it's going to chitter out, and you see the babies are going to start they're going to start wiggling, they're going to start moving around, and they're going to kind of focus downward, and all of them are going to start chewing the ship. In this net, kind of like wiggle, being very malleable, and kind of reach out their little heads, and they're going to start gnawing down, and they're making work on this turn.
If they have to do any attack rolls versus the ship, they do have disadvantage. Although I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't say they have a disadvantage against the ship. They're
Right
pretty.
against it, just like head down.
Yeah.
Where is it?
This is what they eat, you know. It's. I think blind, we could still find our plate. Well, maybe.
Next hexagon video.
Yeah. I'm there for it. Yeah, they're gonna start chewing the ship, and it's going to do a sizable chunk out of the deck, and you're going to see kind of the galley below as this form there, almost like kind of like cartoon termites, almost as they're like making their way through. And the creature is going to take heed of kind of where everybody is. It's going to take a quick scan, and it's going to shoot out basically tentacles at Pip flying up in the air, and Varys is going to shoot out a tentacle at the mast, and it's going to shoot out a tentacle kind of to slam the deck. So first would be the attack on Pip.
That's me.
Well, Pip and Varys, I guess. You guys are both.
Get ready, Varys.
It's me. It's me. Varys is protected.
Am I?
Well, if you get flung off me, I can't guarantee your safety.
Oh, that's a nat 1.
Yeah, don't say that. That's a good thing.
You want to kill us?
Not for him.
It
I thought he got a
it
nat 20.
goes to swipe at you first, and you dip and dodge so effectively with like Varys kind of dragging clouds of lightning behind him a little bit as he's like drumming. The creature goes to grab you guys, or the cast squid, I guess we'll call it. It's not even a squid. It's hilarious. It is going to tap one of these clouds of lightning as you're dipping and dodging. It's going to shock itself a little bit and kind of get disoriented and stop its other tentacles from attacking. It'll kind of trip itself up and tumble over. Next would be back up to the round, actually, back up to the top. So Pip or Varys? As
But
you're
what
dipping and
say
dodging.
you to a quick little break before we continue this?
Oh, it's 8:30.
Oh,
Damn,
no.
I forgot about the break, Coon. Yeah, we'll take a little bio break, as Burnsley calls it, and we'll see you guys back shortly for more harrowing Chittering Woods.